Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what part of the world you are in. I am Old Man 102 with a second two just for Twitch. Let's get the second monorail in, and then we're going to have to mess around with the crossing signals a little bit. Alright, so let's grab this guy, spin him. At least the hard part's done, getting the train fixed. Now we should have a nice long straight section. We do. So twist him that way. Shouldn't take too long, I'm hoping. No, I'm not going to mess with the crossing gates until we figure out where all the other little side roads and stuff are going to be. So the crossing signals we'll probably end up putting in last. Just like we did on the Angel Mountain build. So they'll be throwing errors for a while. Let's grab that. Where's that right turn? Pull this back. Let me get it lined up and we'll see how far back we're going to go. How far back are we going? Definitely enough for another big long straight run, that's for sure. Let's just get that back there then. Oh, I can even add another single or two on here. How far back do we want to go? We want to stay closer to the road, or do we want to go closer to the trees? Probably should have taken this one a little bit closer to the trees as well. No, I'm going to move this. We're going to go, I think we're going to stretch this out one more single section. Yeah, we're going to go back a little bit further. Probably should have done that with the other run as well. Alright, where is it this one? It is this one. I think we're going to go back maybe one or two more. Let's make this one a little bit different. Boop. I forgot that is a double. Oh, I'll just delete the other half. Alright, so that section I need. That section can go. That's on this side. That one's on this side. That should be fine. Yeah, that'll work. I think a little bit better. And then this guy, we will slide back. Do I want to go one more single? Now we're going to move these guys back. Give us more room for fields or whatever we're going to do along there. Yeah, definitely better. Where's this single section? Right here. Now we're going to push this guy back a little bit further. Now, how much further? At least one more. And then, where is this guy? How far? No, I think we're going to go back. Let's see. Now, question is, do we want to run it along the road? Or do I want to run it along the back? Let me look at something. I'm going to grab this single run for a minute. Let's turn it that way. Now, where do we want to run this? I want to go closer to the road. And then we could put farmland behind it. We could still put trees and stuff between this and the road. I think I almost want to run this one near the road. I want room for triggers and stuff, though. Let's see how close we can get it to here. So that means this got to come off. So that one's coming off. That one's coming off. That one's coming off. And that one's probably coming off to get this curve back in. Oh, no, that's going to be too close to the road. I'll have to stretch this one out a little bit. So I want it closer to about there. So this guy, well, we'll stretch both of these out a little bit. So this one will go like 1.2. So we'll stretch that guy out a little bit. We'll pull this one back. And it will stretch him out a little bit. Which is this one. So let's go 1, how's 1.1? That'll work. And it will take this guy, will pull him back a little bit. And then I could take, I can get this one lined up. Yeah, I think that's going to work. It's getting really cold and windy outside. Oh, so we're about halfway across. Now, where do we want to go on this side? Closer to the mountains or closer to the road? Let me turn this guy. So closer to the road, closer to the mountains. I think on this side we'll push it closer to the mountains. That should definitely work. So this one, yep, we'll add another length on. And we're going to need, yeah, that takes them off. That's all right. We're going to have to grab our turn. Oh, come on, give me the turn. There we go. And this guy, oh, that's that one. This one, let's bring this back a little bit closer. Now, this one, yeah. So many sections we taken off. That one's coming off. That one's coming off. That one's coming off. Now, what do we do? We're going to let's make this guy a little bit shorter. Let's go 0.9. Let's go 0.8. That should work. How? Hang on. This guy? No. This guy. Oh, did not want to do that. Yep, something like that. Ah, maybe arrow. There we go. That gets us close. Yeah, gets us close. Alright, let's grab our curve. Oh, come on, give me the arrow. There we go. I don't want to make it 100 times big. Let's get this guy lined up. So he's going to go somewhere in there. Then he's going to have to come out a little bit. How far out does he have to go? So this guy, duplicate him, bring him back. And we're going to have to make him a little bit shorter. And if I'm going to have to make him a little bit shorter, we're not going to see his uprights. Let me spin him. Oh, can I spin him this way? No, it's going to give me a hard time. I will leave him that way then. So this guy, no, on the bottom. This guy's going to have to come down. This guy, unfortunately, he's going to have to go pretty small. Or short, I should say. Let's go 0.5. 6, 7, 3. That'll work. And then this guy, I'm going to make this one a little bit shorter. Let's go 0.8. And I'm going to duplicate him. And we'll bring him down. And we'll make him a little bit smaller yet. That'll work. So let's get our track in. Let me do a save. All right. Alright, map is starting to take shape. Alright, we're going to go, let's close some of the stuff. Close that. Alright, we're going to go File, Import. I'm going to bring Train 1 in. I'm going to go File, Export Selection with Files. We're going to call it Train 02. We're going to save that. I'm going to delete Train 01 out without making any changes to it. We're going to import Train 02 in. And then we are going to create a new spline. And I got to rename that. We're going to go Edit, Cut. I'm going to drop it into here. And then let me move this up first, and then we'll rename it. I'm not sure how many of these railroad crossings we're going to need. So we'll delete this one. We'll call this one Spline 02. We'll call this Train 02. Now Spline 02 will go here. I think I'm going to spin it so it goes the opposite way of the other train. Which way do we want to go? It doesn't really matter. Makes no difference. It's got to go all the way around the halfway around the map anyway. Our lonely coal mine sitting back here doing nothing, not even operating yet. Alright, let's get around this turn. Now there is one thing I think I'm going to experiment with the monorail, and it may not be today. I want to see if we can get one of the cars to carry liquid instead of bulk. Alright, that looks good. Start pushing this guy back. We still centered pretty much. Alright, another curve. Come on, don't click off of it. Squad CS, hello. Thank you for stopping in. Much appreciated. Hope everything is going well. Alright. Now we can push this down the long straightaway. Let's make sure we stay centered. We should be good. Let's throw a point in there just in case. This whole area here, this corner, looks like a perfect spot for Mammoth Mill and the Carpentry Mill. Alright, take my speed down. Let's get around this corner. Oh, am I, now I'm, according to my, you sound far and far. My mic's on, recording, according to Streamlabs, my sound is fine. Yeah, I don't know. My Streamlabs is telling me my sound is fine. I know I stay quiet when I'm working on like splines. Could be internet issues though, because it is like super windy here today. The only thing I could try and do is reset my stream. Sound at 150% earpod and still don't hear. Let me, I don't want to stop. Let me finish this spline. and I'll check something. Oh, okay. All good now? I had the video low. Oh, all right, no problem. I'm hoping everything's okay on my end because it's like super windy here today and getting really cold. All right, let's get this next long run done. We're gonna be nice and yeah, we're pretty much centered. All right, let's get this run done. Was doing 10 Celsius today. Almost all snow has melted. Where you at? I do not want snow. I'm not ready for that crap. All right, all right, old man. Don't pull the green one. I'm French. I know my English is bad. No, you're all good. So you're in. I'm assuming if you're French, you are in France. I could be completely wrong. Or are you in the? Are you in Canada? Quebec. Okay. In March, my daughter moved up to Montreal. So she's working up there. Sounds like she's going to be up there for a while. And she does not like the cold weather. She's a southern girl. She was born in Alabama, went to college in Florida, and then spent 5 years working in Texas before she moved up to Canada. So she is not going to enjoy the winters. With climatic changes, Quebec is the further. Is the future Florida? Hopefully not, but yeah, we are definitely in some kind of a climate change phenomena. Alright, let's go down and meet up with our end. Get this second monorail done. Oh crap. Give me that point back. Hate when I click off of it. I could probably delete that road system out of the map. We're done with roads, I think. Let's get this guy slid down. How we look. Pretty good. And oh, come on. Take my speed down a minute. There we go. And it should be I thought it was O to close the loop. Why does that look like that spline moved? Let's try that again. Let's go down, take our speed down to 1. Is it O or is it C? Why does O not look right? It's definitely O to close the loop. Why does that look like it's messing my spline up? Let me click off of it. Let's click back on it for a second. Why does that not look right? I'm going to go to O to open that up. Let's go back to our end or our beginning. Which one are you? Alright, you're there. I have my speed on 1 and it's still acting like it's 100 miles an hour. Let me delete that point for a minute. I'm going to arrow over to the end. Let's pull the end over and see if it wants to close a little bit better. That's better. Alright, so that's going to be our loop. Let me, before I do anything else, no, let's get 1 or 2 of the radio collars fixed. Let's grab this one. Let's come over this way. Have a question. I work on a map and I have create a far background in Blender, but it worked, but I need to add mountains too, so I wonder how you have to manage them. It's like my background mountains. Is that what you're asking about? I want to go edit, interactive placement. Alright, we're going to put this one here. Is it the background mountains that you're asking about? So I pulled those out of a FS19 map. And I just put a whole bunch of them in. So I just brought a bunch of those mountains in and then just put them around the outside. It's a plane with a second projection of mountains. That I cannot help you with because I don't know how to use Blender. I'm going to stick a radio collar on this side, just so we have it on this side as well. Why does it look like that spline wants to drop below the tracks? It's not that hard? Yeah, I've always wanted to teach myself Blender. I just don't have the time right now. Alright, we're going to go File, Export Selection with Files. We're going to override Train 2. And we should be good. We should be good to be able to delete Train 2 out. Let's do a save on the map, even though I don't need to. Let's save the map anyway. And then we need two. Let's jump in here. Um, I need the store file. So we need to add train 2. So this will be train 2. We need our placeable file. Let's copy that one. We'll paste it in. This is going to be train 2. And then I need to go to Forex, placeables, train system. I need to copy train 1. We'll need to paste it back in. And it becomes train 2. And then the I3D becomes train 2. Now, do we want to add, so we have, how many cars do we have hauling product? 1, 2, 3, 4. I want to add one more in. So I'm going to grab another Sugar Beets car. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to paste it in. And let's save that. And let's open up train 1. I want to add one more car into train 1. And I'm going to attempt to get one of them hauling liquids, but I don't know if it's going to work. But that'll be an off-camera experiment. So we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars on each train carrying 1 million liters each. So the train will be able to carry 5 million liters. Did I save both of those XMLs? I did save that one. I did save that one. Did I save the store? I did. And I saved the placeable. Let's jump in game and take a look at our monorails. If one day you need something made in Blender, just ask. I'll check if I can help you. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's one of I'm just so busy with work and mandatory overtime and trying to keep a YouTube channel running and trying to do a little bit of modding in between. There's just never enough hours in the day. See if this will load without any errors. Very time consuming. Yeah, I just don't have the time right now. Okay, so just the BGA because it's not in the map yet. Oh, traffic blockers because they're not in place yet either. All right, so we should be good. Let's grab our map. Let's grab the radio collar over here, and we'll rent. Why is it on this side? Oh, I put it on the wrong side. All right, I will have to go in and move that. Turn my F1 pod back on. All right, so we have the train rented. I'm gonna have to move that. That's just temporary anyway. Oh. No, hold on. Okay, no, that is the correct train. So it's the north train that we just put in. Yeah, it's the north train we just put in. Let's make sure it's running this way towards us. It is. Now I got to get some people in here, but not in all the cars. I want to get some people in the engines. Yeah. All right, let's get this guy around the corner. Now the cars are going to drive right through because I don't have the train signals and blockers in yet. Alright, now that it's out of the way a little bit. Right now it carries bulk goods. So let's just make sure the fill planes still look good. So the very first car, let's grab some canola. We'll go back to the next car. Let's grab some olives. We'll go back to the next car. What do we want? Wood chips. We'll go back to the next car. Grab some copper and we'll go back to the last car. You know what? Hemp looks good. Throw some hemp in there. Alright, so how do we look? Cool, we have our canola. We have our olives. Wood chips. We have our copper or nickel? Copper. And we have our hemp. So right now you can deliver 5 million liters around the map. We don't have any triggers in the map yet, so we can't test this. Okay, so I got to pull that one fill plane down a little bit. Is that the only one I got to fix? No, I got the fill plane sticking up through the roof. Hold on, I got to grab flight mode for a minute. Alright, so this wagon, the fill plane has to come down a little bit. And so sugar beet wagon 2, no, sugar beet wagon and sugar beet wagon 3. I got to bring those fill planes down just a little bit. Now I wish I had a trigger in the map to test this guy out with. Let's check the speed because I put the other XML in. So this guy should run as fast as the train on the Angel Mountain map. Let me grab a quick screenshot while we're rolling. That extra road section can come out. Indoor cameras should be working as well. Oh, I had it. Oh, for some reason it wants to flip itself around. I don't know why. I may pull this indoor camera back a little bit. Yeah, I think I gotta pull this indoor camera back a little bit. Oh yeah. Grab another quick screenshot. Now, somewhere over here, which we're going to work on next, is ignore all the floating train crossing signals. I'm not going to put them in place until the very end. But over here where the main farm is going to be, and right now it's just a placeholder, but somewhere about here we need to come in and start working on the silo. So I want to be able to unload here, which we don't have the triggers in yet. So I want to be able to unload here into this silo from up top. And I want to be able to load from underneath on the bottom. And then we're going to have to put some kind of a pipe up so we can unload into the train from here as well. So let's get out of here. So both monorails are running as expected. So let's get out of here. Alright, I didn't want to drink in your ear. I muted my mic there for a second. Alright, I need to work on this guy. But I need to build him. I need to build this guy outside of the map and then spawn him in as a placeable. So for the time being, I want to grab, let me create a new folder on my desktop for now. I got a bunch of new folders I got to delete at some point today. We're going to work with new folder 9. I want to go into my external storage. I want to grab, do I have the bulk warehouse in here? Do I have it on my desktop? Let's go down to warehouse, mod pack. I do have the bulk warehouse in here, but it's not the latest version. It's the one from 10.15. Do I have the bulk warehouse up here? It's not that one. Bulk warehouse up here, that's the 10.15. That's the latest one. Alright. I want to work with this one. So I don't want the the silo in the main farm, I don't want it running on the silo script where it's manual in and manual out. I want to be able to do, um, it's going to run on the factory script where you can set it to distribute. I'm going to take those I need. This is the one. Alright. So that needs to come out. That needs to come out. I only want this. We're going to move all these triggers around anyway. So let's go File, Export Selection with Files, Desktop, New Folder 9. We're going to call it Farm. I think we're going to call it Bulk Warehouse. We'll call it Bulk Warehouse. Let's save that. I'm going to close that without making any changes because I don't want to mess up my existing warehouse. Alright, so new folder 9. I need brand. I need this. I need this. I need this. This doesn't have crap. This doesn't have... I don't need the new fill type XML because they're all built into the map. We'll see if it works or not when we get it in game. Let's copy it. I may have to build a different XML, but I could be wrong. Alright, now I want to go into the map. I want to grab, where's the whole farm silo? This guy. What's the difference between that and this? Let's just grab... Oh, right here. Farm silo large. I want the whole... Yeah, I want this whole guy. Let's go File, Export Selections with Files. I'm going to go Building 1. Let's export that out. And I'm probably going to delete this out of the map completely, but so leave it in there for now. Alright, Building 1. We got a couple textures to fix. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to pull it out of there. We're going to put it straight into here. And I'm just going to change the path on here to eliminate new buildings. Now let's save that. Now we're going to have to open this guy up because I got to delete all of the triggers and stuff out of it. So now I only want the actual just buildings. So let's go 0, 0, and 0. I'm going to want this, so these I don't need because we have them in the other guy. That I don't need. Marker. Nope, don't need that. Don't need the clear area. Don't need the level area. Don't need that. I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't need... Oh, hold on. That one I need. Collision. What are you? Let's leave the collision on. Selling station generic I'm going to use, and then the large extension I am going to use. So this now has no triggers in it. So we're going to save this. Alright, so now we can open up the bulk warehouse. I'm going to create a plane for it to sit on. and we'll delete it out later, just so I have a flat surface to work on. Now, this has all the, like the clear area, level area, test areas. This has our info trigger and everything else we need. Has our um, trigger nodes and stuff. Now, we are going to have to duplicate them because we're going to need one on the ground and we're going to need one up in the air for the monorail, for both monorails. We're actually going to need 3 of those. Alright, I'm going to create a new transform group. Let's go edit, cut, and paste. We'll call it visual. Alright, let's go file, import. I'm going to bring in building 1. Go edit, cut, and paste. And now we should have all of our triggers and everything, which we're going to have to move around. Now, is this pipe separate? That pipe is not separate. I'm going to need some pipes to load the monorail with. I don't know if this is going to work. I don't know if I can get multiple triggers working with the factory script for... I know I can put multiple input triggers. I don't know if I can get multiple output triggers working. And speaking of triggers, why don't I see my... Why can't I see... Is it buried inside? Okay, it's buried inside. Middle button of your mouse, move stuff in transform group if you tried to copy and paste. I have such a bad habit of doing it that way that I'm never going to remember the key bindings. Because I've been doing it that way for years. Alright. So this set of warning stripes I'm not going to need. So they can come out. Selling station has to come down a little bit because it's always way too high. And then we're going to need... Where's my other trigger? Okay, it's over here. So that triggers our selling station. Yeah, so that's going to have to come over here. Well, let me just move. Let's just move it this way. Let's get this over here because we're going to have to adjust that size a little bit. AI node's going to have to come over. Teleport node is now in the middle of the silo. Or is it? Let's drop it here. Let's take our plane down. Yeah, I have a hard time with My short-term memory's getting worse. I have a hard time with remembering key bindings. Even on games I play, I'm having a harder and harder time remembering key bindings. I know I should be tested for early Alzheimer's and dementia, but I'm not ready to have that conversation with the doctor yet. Alright, let's look at, let me do a quick save. Alright, so clear area. Let's pull this guy in. Width, height. Alright, clear area. Level area. Width, height. What else do we have? I know it needs an indoor area even though we're not using it. I have no idea why, but I leave it in there anyway. I overuse shortcuts. I prevent my future fingers arth. I already have carpal tunnel that I need to get surgery on, but I've got to get that done in April. I've been putting that off as well. But April, my short-term, long-term disability kicks in, and then I'm also eligible for FMLA. So that's going to have to get done. So I'll be off. There'll be no modding for 4 to 6 weeks. There won't be any YouTube for 4 to 6 weeks. Alright, so info trigger can make a little bit smaller. Warning stripes we don't need. Collision. Do I need that collision? We can make a... Well, let's go here. I can... Yeah, that'll work. Teleport node, selling station. We got to make that trigger a little bit longer. We have the unload trigger marker. That'll work. AI node, and we have our new visual for that guy. Let's do a save. Let me delete the plane. We'll do another save. You still have tall toes. I see a girl in a video and use her feet to do all. Uh, my, I don't know if with my bad back, I don't even know if I can get my feet up to the keyboard. I have a hard time tying my shoes. My back is so bad. Alright, alright, I'm going to go into the map folder for a minute. Let's go back to placeables. I'm going to create a new file. I'm going to call it bulk, just bulk just to make it easy. Let's go File, Export Selection with Files, My Games, Mods, 4x, Placeables, bulk warehouse. Grab that guy. And then I'm also going to need going to placeables. What am I going to need? I'm going to need brand I shouldn't need. This guy I'm going to need. Mod description I won't need. I'll need this in the store. Let's copy those into there. Let's make sure all the textures came over with it. They did. Train 1 I'm done with. Train 2 I am done with. Alright, so the bulk warehouse should be ready to import back into the map. Let's close that for a minute. Let's close that one for a minute. So this one is my non-functioning one. I don't need that one. That was just a placeholder. Close some of these transform groups. Alright. Let's go File, Import, bring the bulk warehouse in. Let's try and get it where I want it. Let's see, I want it this way. Let's go to 0. Slide this over. Let's get it sort of between the poles. I've got to import something else in. So what that's good, by positioning it here, we're going to be able to come in off the main road. Even if you have a long road train, you're going to be able to make this turn. You're going to be able to come here. You're going to be able to offload your product, and you should be able to come up here and swing around and come back here. Now, the only thing is, all of these uprights may be where my garages are. So once we go back into the game, I may have to spawn all my garages back in and move them. We may have to move the pig food mixer, the TMR mixer. I may have to move everything that's along here, because I completely forgot about these uprights when I put all of the buildings on our home farm. So I may have just screwed myself by putting the monorail here. Now, how are we going to load the monorail? Let me grab something out of... I'm going to have to add something into the visuals on this. Let me grab... Yeah, I may have completely screwed myself on the home farm. I may have to spawn all of our buildings back in and move them around. 22 downloads, external mods. I think I can pull it out of the fertilizer station. Let's open this up for a minute. I think I have a portable pipe in here I'm going to need for the monorail. I think. Discharge pipe. Yeah, let me grab this guy. Let's go File, Export Selection with Files. I'm just going to put it here for now. Let me save that. Close that. I'm going to leave that open for a minute. I want to check the textures. All dollar data. Okay, so don't have to worry about texture files. Because we have to load, we have to be able to load the monorail. So I'm going to go File, Import. I'm going to bring that pipe in. Let's open this up. Let's go Edit, Cut, Visuals, and Paste. And I'm going to put it just here for now. Until I can figure out, I can make it a little bit taller, but we got to figure out where the triggers for the monorail are going to end up. So let me do this. Let's go File. Do you have a lot of space between the two monorails? Maybe a kind of pipe passing between the rails to finish like a T. That's what I'm thinking. I think I can duplicate them and maybe put them back to back. Let me go File, Import. I'm going to bring one of the train cars in. Train system. This way I'll know exactly where the triggers are. Let's bring in Wagon Sugar Beet. And I'm going to put two of them in place just so I know where the triggers are. He's got to come up a little bit. No. I think they're... am I centered? Just about. So I think that's about where our monorail is going to sit. If not, it'll be close enough for me to catch the triggers. I'm going to duplicate one. I'm going to put one here, and then we'll delete those out. Now my discharge pipe. We're going to have... Why is my speed so high? Let me turn my speed down. Alright, let's make this guy a little bit taller. And we'll make him a little bit narrower. Yeah. Actually, I think I'm going to take him up a little bit taller. And then what I could do is I could bring... We could do two of them back to back. Let me skinny him up a little bit. Which is going to make him... let's see. So let's go 0.4. I got to take this one to 0.4. Just so it's not squashed. And then I could duplicate this guy. And we'll spin him this way. And we'll pull him over a little bit. And that should catch that train. Alright, now I need my selling station. I'm going to need two more unload triggers. Umpy1, Jim, Melvin, howdy, thank you for stopping in. Alright, so I'm going to need another unload trigger. Do I want to duplicate the whole selling station? No, I just want to duplicate the unload trigger. I don't need the marker. I only need the trigger. I may need the marker. I'm going to leave it in for now. Let me duplicate that. Let's pull this guy up so it'll catch the triggers for the monorail. And we may have to pull him down. Let's see. Let's pull him down a little bit. That should catch. If not, we can adjust these, but that should catch. I need it right at the top, just above the rail of the monorail. I think right there. That should catch our trigger for the monorail. And I'll need one for the other train. So let me duplicate that again. And let's bring one over for this train. Now I'm also going to need, now I know I can get these unload triggers. I know I can get it working with multiple unload triggers. I don't know if I can get multiple loading triggers working. That is the issue. If this doesn't work, I'm going to have to switch this over to the silo script. Because I know on the silo script I can get multiple triggers working. But on the factory script, I don't know if I can get multiple triggers working. So I'm going to need 3 loading triggers. So let me duplicate that one. And we're going to need a loading. I may have to pull these pipes up a little bit further. Yeah, let's get these pipes a little bit taller. Let's go 2. And then let's take this guy up to 2. Alright, let's grab second loading station. That may work. If I can get multiple triggers working. Let me duplicate him. Let's pull him over. Now, I got everything in place. Let me do this real quick. Am I going to move anything else around? Well, if I do, I can fix it later. Let's grab this guy. Let's go File. I'm going to have to go back in and fix the textures. I want to override bulk warehouse. And I'll have to go back and fix the textures. I may have to shorten these up to so the trigger for the monorail detects the loading pipe up above it. Alright, let me open up the bulk warehouse. The pathing is now changed because it's built into the map, so it is going to be so the store warehouse is going to be placeables, bulk. Oh, that's the function. Wrong one. Star photo. Let's try that again. Placeables and bulk for the DDS. Yes, placeables and bulk. And then I need that for the i3D as well. And then I3D should be named bulk warehouse. It is. Now, the inputs and outputs may need to be adjusted. Let's take this full screen for a minute. I think I can replicate the unload triggers and the effects, but let me go to my external mods a minute. I'm going to go into the warehouse mod pack construction warehouse. I want to look at this XML real quick because this one has multiple triggers. It does. So I just need to go unload trigger 2, unload trigger 3. So let me make a space there. Let's copy this guy. We'll have to go paste and paste. So this will be trigger 2. This will be trigger 3. Now, let me do a quick save. So that's the only thing to have to renumber. AI node I don't need to renumber. Everything else should be fine. Okay, so let's try that with the loading station. I'm going to need double the effects and double the smoke. So do I duplicate? I don't know if this is going to work. I'm just experimenting now because I was never successful in getting multiple triggers working. And I don't know if this is going to work. So this is going to be loading trigger 2. It has to be pipe effect 2. This one I believe has to be pipe effect 2. I think it has to be smoke 2. Or does just a class have to be... No, I think just a class may need to be renumbered. Let's try that with just a class being renumbered. That one has to be 2. This one should have to be 3. No, I think I'm going to need to renumber all of them. Let me look at something. Alright, so let's look at our first unload trigger. Let's go down to here. So I'm going to need an unload trigger 2 and an unload trigger 3. I shouldn't need a second marker, or a second, third marker, and I should not need a second and third AI node. Let me copy that. Let's go paste and paste. So you're going to be unload trigger 2. You're going to be unload trigger 3. So our first unload trigger should be 10 and 0. Alright, where's our first unload trigger? Oh, no, loading. I want unload. So selling station. You should be 10 and 0. You are. You should be 10 and 2. So you're going to be 10 and 2, which means this is going to be 10 and 3. Save that. Now, loading stations. So loading station 1. Let's look at that. And again, I've got to change the inputs and outputs. I just want to get this working. So loading trigger. So I'm going to need loading trigger, discharge node, discharge effect, pipe effect, and smoke effect. Which means they are going to have to be renumbered. So the loading trigger, the discharge node needs its own number. So this is going to need discharge node 2. The discharge effect is going to need its own number. Why am I not seeing it? up top. Alright, it's not i3D mapped. Alright, pipe effect. Okay, so pipe effect is going to need its own number. So this is going to have to be pipe effect 2. This one's going to have to be pipe effect 3. And I still don't know if these are going to work. And then I need pipe effect smoke. Okay, so yeah, so this is going to have to be pipe effect smoke 2 and pipe effect smoke 3. I think that may work. Three, 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 two, 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 and two. Let's try that. I don't know if it's going to work until we get in game. So we got to grab loading trigger discharge node. We got to grab these. So let's copy those, paste them in again. So this is loading trigger. You become loading trigger 2. You become loading trigger 3. Discharge node. So you become node 2. You become node 3. Discharge effect 2. Discharge effect 3. And then pipe effect 2 and 3, and then I need smoke 2 and 3. I think I could be completely wrong. Right now this is surely just trial and error. Alright, so this becomes 2804. Oh, okay, so this one, where's my first one? So loading trigger, that is number 3. This one becomes loading trigger. So you become 4. 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 And then this one should be 5. And that should be 5. Everything else should be the same. I think. I'm really hoping this works because I don't want to turn this into just silo script. So I'm going to have to just completely delete it and rebuild it if I have to turn this into the silo script. Alright. I'm hoping. So all of our triggers are in. Alright, now we need to register it. Let's minimize the map a minute. Let me go into Forex. I'm going to pull Angel Mountain up for a minute. I need to look at the placeable XML. Documents. I want to look at maps, map US, placeables. Alright, we're going to grab, so it's going to run off of the factory script, so I need to use this since version 2. Doesn't matter which one. Let's grab Mammoth Mill. Let's go to the displaceable XML. Let's go under the train system. Actually, we can put it up here because it's going to be up with the rest of the farm stuff. This is going to be bulk warehouse. It's going to be map directory, placeables, bulk, and then it's going to be bulk warehouse. And then my position and rotation. Alright, so let's grab this guy. He goes here. This guy will go here. This guy will go here. And then it's going to be 0, 0, and 0 for my rotation. Let's save that. And I'm going to need to register it in store items. I believe I need to register in store items. I don't have the other ones registered here. So I have it registered in the mod description. Yes, so let's register it here. Let's grab this guy. So it's going to be placeables. It's going to be bulk. And then it's going to be bulk warehouse. And let's save that. I think everything's in place. Let's delete this guy out. Let's delete this guy out. Since it spawns it as a placeable, I've got to delete this guy out. I'm going to move one thing a little bit. I want to move this one trigger over a little bit. And I'm going to have to resave this. So there's one loading station, not that one. This one I want it out a little bit further. So it's in the middle of the track. And then I got to move this pipe out a little bit further. About there. And then I'm going to have to bring all of the buildings in and fix them. Which I'll do off camera. Alright, let's do a file export selection with files. Since we made an adjustment to it, let's overwrite the save. And with that has to get deleted out. Then we have to go back into placeables, bulk. I may need to fix the texture paths. I do not need to fix the texture paths. Perfect. But this guy has to be zeroed out. So this guy has to be 0, 0, and 0. Now we can save it and close it. Now it'll spawn in the correct position. Let's save the map. Let's jump on the map and see if this thing is even close to being in the right position. And we'll see if the triggers are going to throw errors, which I'm 99% positive they are. Because I have a hard time getting multiple triggers working without throwing errors. I may have to get Pop Smurf to help me out on that one. Alright, let's jump into empty slot. We'll go easy mode. Let's deselect everything. Let's grab the dev tools. And we'll look for warnings as this thing loads. running Lua method for a shader for the bulk warehouse. Crap. It's not going to load. It's throwing a Lua error. Why? Because it doesn't like multiple triggers. So it is, even if it does load, it's not going to work. So the bulk warehouse is running a Lua method for shared i3D file sync. Alright, it's not going to load. Let's go here. Let's do a crash. Let me try something in the XML. Let me make a copy of this XML first and throw it down here. Alright, train's working. I can delete that one. Alright, so bulk warehouse. Let's jump back in here to the bulk warehouse. Alright, let me try something. It doesn't like these extra loading triggers. I'm almost positive it's not going to like the extra loading triggers. So let me put a space in here. Let's grab this for a minute and put it here. And let's grab this for a minute and put it here. And then I'm going to delete this one out. I'm going to delete... What did I just do? Oh, there we go. So we're going to grab everything off of there. So this can go and this can go. Let me delete that out for a minute. Let's see if I can get it to load this way. Let's save that. Let's try this again. I know I can get multiple input triggers working. I can never get multiple output triggers working. And I really don't want to run this off the silo script, but I may have to. See if we get the same error. Yeah, it's not going to load. It doesn't like the multiple triggers. So it's not going to finish loading. Alright. Alright, let's look at this again. So let's open up the bulk warehouse. So it doesn't like the multiple triggers. Why does it not like the multiple triggers? I can get multiple input triggers to work. Why can't I get multiple output triggers to work? Do I need to renumber these? Let's go loading station 2. Let's go loading trigger 2. Loading trigger 2. Discharge node 2. Discharge effect 2. Pipe effect 2. Pipe smoke 2. No, I don't need the extra AI load. Maybe that's the one it doesn't like. Let's get rid of the extra AI load node. And I won't need this extra marker loading either. So let's go loading station. You're going to be loading station 3. You're going to be loading triggers 3. Most of what I do is trial and error. You're going to be number 3. Discharge node. Discharge effect. Pipe effect. Pipe smoke. And then the AI loading we won't need, and the marker loading I shouldn't need. Let's save that. And let's try this again. If not, I may mess around with this off camera. Will it load, or am I going to get a multiple trigger error? We're going to get a multiple trigger error. It doesn't like the second and third loading trigger. So why does it not like the second and third loading trigger? If you create separate silo, one each side, they're going to add to the same nearest storage? I don't know if they will or not, but they won't distribute properly. So I'm not running this off the silo script. I'm trying to run this off the factory script. So this is an actual factory. So you should be able to set it to, yeah, it's not going to load. So I want to run this like a factory, not a warehouse. So why is it not going to like the multiple triggers? All right, let me close this a minute. So it doesn't like that setup. Let's come up here to bulk. I'm going to delete this one out. Let's put this one back in. So this is the one that has it separated out. So under my selling station, I can have one header and then have multiple loading triggers. And I can call it loading trigger 2, loading trigger 3, unload trigger 1, unload trigger 2, unload trigger 3, and it works. Why can't I do the same thing with my loading triggers? Because the loading trigger has its own number. The discharge node has its own number. The pipe effect has its own number. Let's do this. Pipe effect smoke, SMOKE2. Unload smoke. I don't think I need to renumber the material type. So why is this throwing multiple trigger error, but this is not throwing multiple trigger error? So up here I have to tell it what fill type. So this I have what fill types. This matches this. Maybe it wants the AI node, but this doesn't have an AI node in it. Is there another AI node for loading? I don't think there is. If it is, it's not i3D mapped, I don't think. No. So why will this work and this not work? Because this is working on my other bulk warehouses, but they spawn out pallets. This one, I have to spawn out bulk. So loading trigger 2, pipe effect 2, pipe effect 3, pipe effect 2, smoke 2, pipe effect 2, smoke 3, discharge node 2, discharge node 3. Let me save that. I'm going to just try it one more time, and if it doesn't work, I'm going to mess around with this off camera and see if I can't get it to work. Can I paste an answer of the GDN? Yes. I may not have... Oh, I may not have what you're looking for. Alright, I want this guy. Will I load? For the input, one can use is farm silo true. Okay, I understand. Yes, it's not gonna load. It doesn't like the three triggers. Now the problem is I don't want to build them as three separate bulk warehouses because they're not going to distribute properly. I'm going to have to run this off the silo script. I got an idea. I could put the silo script in. I can run this off the silo script. I can increase the radius. Then we could put the normal bulk warehouse right near it. And if I do that, it should pick up. Let me crash this because it's not going to load. Alright, so here's what I'm thinking. I take out the extra triggers. I make this just a regular bulk warehouse and I put it in a different position. I make this, I run this off the silo script where I can use multiple triggers. And then we put a bulk warehouse next to it, and it should pick up the storage radius from the silo, maybe? I think, which means I'm going to have to completely rebuild the mod. I'm going to have to really, I'm going to have to, you can have to test for the, yeah, I can. The problem is I'm going to need to rebuild the silo as the silo script, and I'm going to need to rebuild it as the bulk warehouse. Let me do this temporarily. I'm going to take this loading station. I'm going to block that out for a minute. I'm going to block that one out for a minute. I want to see if it'll load with just the one. And then I'm going to take from loading trigger 2. Let me green that one out, and let me green this out. Oop. Alright, now let me look at something. Yeah, that looks fine. Save that. Let's see if it'll load with the extra two triggers turned off. Now, they're going to be visible in game, and they're not going to work. But let me see if this will load that way with just one trigger. And because I really need to go in game because I know I'm going to have to move a whole bunch of buildings around. And I want to make some notes for myself. So it will just load with the one trigger. All right, railroad crossing is going to throw an error until I put it in the map. Bulk warehouse i3D index not found. The AI loading node is not found. Oh, because I turned it off by accident. One more hard crash. Let me come back in here. This is down 2 lines too far. Alright, it should load now. Oh, that means I gotta rebuild the silo. And I gotta take all the extra triggers out of this. Alright, so that's the BGA. That's not going to hurt anything. This is the train crossings. That's not going to hurt anything. So it'll load without the extra triggers. I'm going to grab a truck for a minute. I know I don't have the store built into the map yet, so my vehicles all spawning right here at the main farm for now. Now, did I put the monorail in the way of all my farm buildings? Probably. Yes, it's going to be inside the pig barn. Oh, pig barn is going to be fine. TMR mixer. Yeah, I'm going to have to move this guy. That's alright, I can slide this guy out. We got plenty of room. So I'm going to have to reposition the pig food and mixer TMR mixer. Let me grab a little bit of speed. So we're going to have to move those two. Oh, this garage, just a hair. I'm going to have to pull that garage out a little bit. Or that little bit of the roof going through that's going to drive me nuts. Well, I guess we could leave it. Let's take a look down here. Does it affect anything down here? It does not. I'm not going to mess with my farm buildings. Alright, this guy, the extra triggers are not going to work. I don't have enough cash. I do have enough cash. Alright, so this is going to work, but only one trigger. I can drop off with the monorail. I can't load the monorail. So the drop-off trigger should work. The loading triggers won't. Let me try something. Let me grab... Oh, I don't have my store delivery mod in. Crap. Alright, let me try something. I'm going to have to cheat a little bit more money in. Alright, let's grab a tractor. Let's grab a wagon. Something with a little bit bigger capacity. That's alright, this will work. Let's cheat in like wheat or something. Yeah, I'm not gonna. Yeah, because well, that ain't, my experiment's not gonna work because I'm not gonna be able to load the. I'm not gonna be able to load it into the monorail. unfortunately, I'm gonna have to turn it into the silo script. Let's grab, let's rent a train. We're gonna have to wait for it to arrive. Where's it at on the map? I don't know what train I rented. We'll see which one stops. I don't think it's that one. I think I rented the north train, which is probably on the other side of the map. I don't think that train's going to stop. Yeah, so I rented the other train. So we'll have to wait for it. Where is it on the map? It's a coming. Well, the other thing I could do is I could take the loading trigger, make it invisible so you won't see the pipe effect, so you won't see the product going from the pipe into your tipper or into the train. And I can make it really tall and stretch it across both sets of tracks and make one trigger load all three trains, but you lose the visual pipe effects. Now the other thing is we can leave it there. So let's take the first train behind the engine and let's throw in, I don't care, let's throw in some wheat. Oh, I gotta fix the fill planes. Then you know what? That may not be a bad thing. I can deliver here. I just can't reload the monorail. But what I could do is I could put a silo right next to it. See if I can unload. Let's see if we get the unload. For the one with the wheat in it. So I have room next to it to put another building down. Oh, back up a little bit further. Alright, so I can unload here. I'm going to leave a little bit in there. So we should have wheat in here. Alright, so that's working. And then can we unload from the ground? I just can't reload the... I just cannot reload the monorail. So why is wheat listed several times? Okay, I just saw it multiple times. It should only be listed once. Okay. So that you can set to distribute. So I can deliver product to it. I just can't reload the monorail. Now, if I put a separate building right here that acts as a silo, will it pull from this building? Let's find out. Let's find out. I'm going to mute my mic for a second and grab a drink. We have to fix the first one to get rid of the extra pipes and stuff. Now I need to build this as a silo, which means I got to redo all the triggers. Let me think for a second. Can I use that is farm silo equals true in the factory script? Well, let's experiment. I got to rebuild this as a silo. Yeah, we'll find out here shortly. Alright, I'm going to go into Map US for a minute. I'm going to go back into Angel Mountain. I'm going to go into Placeables, Railroad Silos. Alright, I'm using new folder 9. New folder 9 works. I'm going to go Railroad Silo 1. Alright, so it is only the triggers. It's only the triggers. That may work. I'm going to need, let me think. I'm going to have to use one. Will they share capacity? let me go. Let me go into. I'm gonna use the same bulk folder. Let me go Railroad Silo 1. Let's open this up. I'm gonna go File. We're gonna have to rebuild it in the map. Let's go File, Export Selection with Files. I'm gonna go Railroad Silo 01. Export all that out. Let's grab Railroad Silo 01. Let's throw it over here. What do I need? I gotta have to rename. I only need the DDS file. Yep, I only need the DDS file. Alright, I'm gonna need this guy. So let's copy this over to here. That's all I should need. So this becomes placeables bulk. And then this becomes placeables bulk. Railroad Silo 01 is my I3D. And then we can bump up the storage radius a little bit. Alright, let's come into here. Let me close this one for now. We're going to have to make some changes to that one, but let me try something. Oh, crap. Oh. How do I want to do this? I'm going to go File, Import. I'm going to bring the bulk warehouse back in. I'm going to go File, Export Selection with Files. I'm just going to call it RR Silo. I need a physical building to bring in. Let's save that. Let's delete this guy out. Let's go File, Import, Railroad Silo. So now it's not connected at all with the bulk warehouse. Let's put it here for just a minute. I'm going to go File, Import. I'm going to bring the bulk warehouse back in. I'm going to actually put it in position so I know where it is. This guy is now just a railroad silo. So let me rename that so I don't get the two of them confused. This guy needs... Where's my placeables? I'm going to need to grab these coordinates. Oh, stop. I need these coordinates. Here. So that pops that in place. Then we'll have to get rid of the extra stuff from up top. But I'm going to leave them there for a minute. So I'm going to make sure this guy works first. This guy, I have to get rid of all of the triggers. I'm going to need to spawn the triggers in separately. So this guy, I can neuter. I don't need any of the triggers. Player trigger I can put back in. Actually, I need the storage in the player trigger. Player trigger marker I'm going to leave in for a minute. Loading stations I'm going to get rid of. Clear area I don't need. Level area I don't need. Indoor area I don't need. Test area. Info trigger. Warning stripes. Collisions I'm going to leave in. Teleport node I'm going to leave in. Selling stations I don't need. Visuals I do need. This guy's going to have to stay in the map. Now, can I line it up with this guy? Shift and C. Shift and V, and I just want to slide it straight over. Now I can recolor it and do all that jazz to it later. So this guy's going to stay built into the map permanently. The stuff up top here is going to go. But we'll deal with him in a minute. Alright, so this guy's going to be built into the map. He's going to. I'm just going to leave him right where he is. Now I need to go File, Import. I need to bring in Railroad Silo 01 because that is going to be just my triggers. I think I'm going to leave it all zeros. No, I could bring it over here. Let's just bring the whole thing over. And we're going to have to completely rebuild this guy. So I got to move all these triggers around. Yeah, so let's just go, let's pick these off one at a time. So map position I can leave here. Storage can also just stay there. If we have multiple loading stations, we do. So our first loading station is going to go over here. Now this one's going to run off the silo script, not the factory script. I usually make my smoke invisible, and it's a little bit easier to put in position, but we'll just work with it this way. Alright, so that's that guy in place. Loading trigger marker, let's pull this guy down to there. Alright, loading trigger 2 is going to have to come up top. Plop it there for now. Come on, let's come up a little bit higher. I should be lined up. Alright, now loading trigger 3. Let's grab the coordinates from this guy. So I'm going to go Shift C, Shift V, and I'm just going to slide him over to this one. And is he kind of centered? He is kind of centered. Alright, so that takes care of those. Alright, now our unload stations. So the first one is going to need to come down here. And we'll make this guy a little bit bigger. Well, not that big. So that's that's up way too high. All right, that should work. All right, so that's that one. This guy. Let's try that again. So this guy needs to go there. This guy needs to go there. Do I move this guy? He's fine. Alright, this guy's in place. This guy needs to go there. Marker unloading needs to go there. Alright, exact fill route 2 is for this guy. So you're going to go here. You're going to be for the one of the two trains. You're going to come down a little bit. And then exact fill route. Let's grab those coordinates. I'm going to go Shift and C. Shift and V, and I'm just going to slide them over to this track. Alright. Now, info trigger. Let me just move it over here and slide it, make it smaller and slide it back into place. So it's at the right height. Yeah, there we go. Ooh, not that small. A little bit wider, a little bit wider. That should be good. And then AI spline. And then I've got to do I need the clear area and all that? Let's look at this. Railroad silo 01. Yeah, I need the clear area and all that. Because it has to spawn in as a placeable. Alright. So clear area start. Let's throw you there. Clear area width. I usually put my width on this side. And then my clear area height can go over here. Somewhere about there. That should be, actually, let's bring him down. Right about there. Alright, level area. We're going to duplicate this guy. So Control C, I'm sorry. Shift C. And Shift V. Shift C. And V, and then this guy. Shift C. Shift V. Alright, so that's the level area in test area. This guy can come in. Test area end. I think he can go there. Tip occlusion area. push him in. That'll work. I think this guy, so Railroad Silo 01. Let's go File, Export, Selection with Files, Railroad Silo 01. We have to overwrite it because we made a bunch of changes to it. I need to take the extra stuff off of that guy, but I don't want to do it yet. I want to see if this combination is going to work. And then we can come back in and edit him. Alright, so, and then we're going to have to take both of them out of the map. But first of all, placeables. Placeables from this guy. I need Railroad Silo 01. We're going to grab this guy. I'm going to copy him over to this map. Put him down here by the train system. Railroad Silo 01 map directory placeables bulk. Railroad Silo 01 XML. And we need its position and rotation. Let's grab that first. Let's grab this one. So it goes there. Let's grab this one. It goes there, and then our rotation is going to be 0, 0, and 0. So I can delete. That's fixed. That can come out of the map. That's fixed. Well, that's not fixed, but it can come out of the map for now. Let's do a save. Yes, you're on the good way to achieve it. I'm hoping this is going to work. Alright, so that's saved. Now I got to go back into Railroad Silo 01. Because it has to go to 0, 0, and 0. Let's save that. It will not spawn in the correct position. Alright, let's see if this mess will work. New farmer. Oh, I forgot to register it in the store data. Or it's not even going to load. We got to register it as in the store data. Alright, let me go to store items, which you're the Forex map. Where's my Angel Mountain map? Right here. Where do I have it? Do I have it in the mod description? I do. We got to register this guy in my mod description for the new map, or it's not going to load. And I've got to change this to bulk. Now it should load. Let's try that again. Oh, I should increase this. Let's increase the storage radius real quick. So let's go to Railroad Silo 01. My current storage radius is 50. Let's just go. Let's go to 75, just for this test, and then we can always make it a little bit bigger. I want to see if it picks up, if the bulk warehouse, if they're going to talk to each other, basically, and share capacity. Let's jump in here. I think everything's set to test this now. I'm going to grab, that should be fine. I don't need Papa Smurf's mods this time to test. We're just going to grab this. Alright, that was the BGA. Okay, perfect. No errors. Let's grab a little bit of speed. Let's grab a little bit of cash. Let's grab a tractor. Let's grab a tipper. You don't have a lot. This guy will work. Alright, so if we grab this guy, again, I don't have the vehicle shop in the map yet, so everything spawns in right here at the home farm for now. And okay, they are both spawning in. Perfect. Let's throw in some. I'll just grab some wheat. Which one do we want to put it in? Let's put it in. I'm not going to mess with the monorail yet. Let's put it in this one and see if. No, let's put it in the silo and see if the factory picks it up. We have to buy this first. Let's buy this guy. What do I have? I have wheat. Let's just take wheat. I just want to put it on storing. I don't want to distribute. So it's on storing. I don't want it to distribute. Let's dump this in the other silo and see if this factory will pick it up. This silo I should be able to fill. I should be able to load and unload the monorails. And then I'll change the color on one of these so we could tell the difference between the two. So this guy, we have 51,000 liters of wheat. Is this guy picking up the wheat? No, storage is empty. So this guy's not going to pick up the wheat from the silo. So if I deliver, well, let's try it the other way around. So let's take the wheat out of here. No, because I can, yes, let's take the wheat out of here a minute. I can deliver to the other one. Where did some of our wheat go? Because I thought we had 71,000. No, okay, so this maxes out. I can deliver wheat by the monorail to this guy. I just cannot reload it from this guy. So if I dump my wheat in here, this guy should register wheat. It does. This guy, silo, is empty, so it's not picking up the store, so they're not going to share capacity. They're not going to share capacity. Let's bump up the storage radius. If I add the silo extension between the two, where do I need to put it? In the XML. So let me grab is silo extension equals true. Let me copy that. Let's go into here. So the loading station, do I need to add it down here? Under loading station? So parts extension true, storage radius, AI node. Do I need to put it here on this line? This is the one that runs on the silo script, not the factory script. Add it to the silo extension between the two, but where? Where in the XML? I need to try. Okay. What's the... Is farm silo true? I'm going to add it here. Let's bump this up to 100. Just for now. Bulk warehouse. I don't think it has a radius because it's running on the factory script. Let's throw it in here as well. Oh, it's not going to, okay, so it doesn't like it there. So I can't put it there. We might be able to put it up here, though. Doesn't like it there. Okay. Oh. I know why it doesn't like the quotation marks. Oh. It's not going to like it. It doesn't like that line of code. It doesn't like that line of code. I think we just need to mess around with the, yeah, it doesn't like that line of code. It's not going to read it. So let's save that. Before the farm silo. I don't know where you mean before the farm silo. Oh, down here, file type categories. Into the loading station. Let me grab that line of code again. Into the loading station before farm silo. On the railroad silo or on the bulk warehouse? The one that's the silo script or the factory script? So this section here, or up here. It's a user attribute. So I've got to add it in the i3D. Does it go in the i3D of the factory, or does it go in the i3D of the silo? I'm going to have to see the exact wording. The silo. Alright, so that has to go in as a user attribute. Let me just try increasing the radius and see what happens first. If not, let's go 200 on the silo and see if the bulk warehouse will pick it up. Yes, the silo. Okay. So I'm going to have to put that in the i3D as a user attribute. Let me just test this really quick. What I may do is I may take the bulk warehouse off the farm and only use the silo script. I really didn't want to do that, but that's the one. Let me just load it with all the mods. I may have to go that route. Squad CS, if you don't mind, send me a copy of it as a whisper so I know how to format it exactly. Alright, let's grab a little bit of speed. Now I can throw my store delivery mod down. Alright, let's grab Papa Smurf's tractor. And then let's grab, I don't want to like mega quantity, so let's just grab this guy. Oh, Bouillon True. Okay. Let me just throw some wheat in here. Let's throw it in the silo and see if the factory will pick it up. Well, let's buy the factory. Do I have enough cash? I don't have enough cash. All right, we have enough cash now. Alright, so that guy is running on the factory script. That guy is empty. I can deliver to it. I can deliver to it from the I can't reload the monorail there. Let me try dumping it in here. So I can unload the monorail here. I cannot reload the monorail here, though. Probably should have grabbed even a smaller tipper. Really, all I needed is 10,000 liters just to test this with. Alright, so this guy has wheat. Is this guy gonna detect the wheat? No. So let's pull the wheat out of here. And then we'll go put the user attribute in. Let's grab the wheat out of here. Oh, it's um it's off. I gotta fix the trigger. Trigger's not spawning in the correct position. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I'll try that next. So if we get our monorail to drop off here, this guy should show me wheat, and it does. Will this guy share the wheat from that guy? No, empty. Alright, let's do this. Let's quit out of here a second. Let's go open. Let's go into the railroad silo 01. Bullion is farm silo. Does that look right? Yeah, okay, let's save that. And we'll close it. So now we'll see if that will share capacity. You have to put that on the trigger. Gotcha. Okay. And apply on... Does it have to go on all the triggers? So let's open up the railroad silo. Do I have to put it on all the triggers? So the loading trigger, so all the loading triggers and all the unloading triggers? So that trigger is going to need it. Okay, let's find out. Is farm silo is farm silo. Now we have, yeah, most of what I do is trial and error. Exact fill route node. Let me copy that. And then the exact fill route node here. The exact fill route node. Worst case scenario is we come back in and take them all out. Now I'm also going to put it on the storage, just for the heck of it. Can always come back in and take them out. We'll see if it throws errors when we load it. Let's grab this guy. I'm just going to load all... Well, let me only load the dev tool for a minute. Oh, so far, no errors. Did they both spawn in? Alright, they both spawned in. Let's grab a little bit of cash. Let's grab a little bit of speed. Let's grab a tractor. I would love for these to share capacity. I don't want something articulated. This guy'll work. I'm going to grab a smaller tipper because I only really need to dump in like 10 or 15,000 liters just to test this. Hold on. Does that take all the bulk? It does. Let's test this guy. If not, I'm going to mess around with this tomorrow. It's 6:40 p.m. and I haven't had any dinner yet today. So I'm going to get out of here soon for the night, and we'll mess around with this a little bit more tomorrow. Right here, I want to put a water tower and a water fill trigger in. And then the home farm will be complete. Oh, that's right. I got to move that pig food mixer and TMR mixer. Alright, let's buy this guy. Let's grab... Alright, so the one to the left we cannot load the monorail on. The one that's showing the white triggers. The one to the right we can load the monorail. So if I dump wheat into the first one, which is the one I can deliver to both with the monorail, but I can't reload the monorail from this guy. So this guy will not reload the monorail. I don't think they're going to share capacity. So this guy is showing wheat. This guy is empty. They're not going to share capacity. So I'm going to delete this guy out of the map, the one that's running off the factory script. I'm going to slide this guy over to here, and I'm only going to run it off the silo script until I can get multiple triggers working. That's the only thing I can do right now. Alright, so let's go. Let me close. I want to. Do I want to get all the user attributes out? I'll leave them in. It's not throwing any errors. Alright, so I'm going to go into my placeable XML. I'm going to tell the bulk warehouse not to load. We're going to tell that guy not to load. We're going to tell the railroad silo to load, but I have to move it. Um, and I'm going to have to move the triggers and fix the triggers. Alright, so this guy I want down here a little bit further. I want it between this set of poles. That's where I originally had it planned. So he's going to go in this set of poles. I need to go File, Import. I need to import the triggers back in. And let's bring them back to their original position. And we're going to have to move them. Oh crap, I wanted Shift V. Why am I not seeing my triggers? I messed that up. Control C. Let's just go 0 and 0. And then it should be Shift V. There we go. And let's bring these guys down. And sort of get them in place. That'll work. So unfortunately, this guy's going to run just on the silo script. If I get the other one working, I can always replace it. How are they lined up? Let's readjust them a little bit. This guy, bring it back a hair, over that way a hair. This guy, I'm going to bring back a hair. And then this guy on the bottom, how is he lined up? He's lined up pretty good. And then my other triggers, they seem fine. Alright, so I'm going to go Railroad Silo. Let's go File, Export Selection. Let's override this guy because we moved the triggers. I just got to get its new position. So 92.992 stays, minus 144.811 stays, so this guy changes. Let's save that. And then I need to delete this guy out. Let's save the map because I moved this silo. And then I got to go back into Railroad Silo. Let's open this guy up. And then he has to be 0, 0, 0. Let's save that. Now it should spawn in the correct position. And hopefully we got no errors and we can load and unload by truck and by monorail. Unfortunately, it will not auto-distribute, but I'm going to see if I can still get multiple triggers working. And I'm just going to load all the mods. So I'm going to get ready to get out of here for the night. Warnings for the BGA because it's not in the map yet. Warnings for the splines because they're not in the correct position yet. So far, so good. Alright, let's grab some cash. Just in case we need it. Let's grab some speed. Let's grab... Oh, wrong one. Papa Smurf's tractor. I'm just going to grab a small tipper because I don't want to play with a lot of capacity. Let's just grab this guy for now. Just to test this with. Let's throw some wheat in here. And let's head over to that silo. I was really hoping to run this off that factory script. I'll get with Papa Smurf. There's got to be a way to get multiple... If I can get multiple input triggers to work, there's got to be a way to get multiple output triggers to work. Oh, we got to move the pig food mixer and TMR mixer. And I'm going to do a U-turn. I want to be able to come in behind the garage just to make sure I have enough room for turns. So I can... Alright, I can unload here. So that trigger works. Let's make sure we can reload here. I can. Let's dump it back in. Alright, which train do we want first? Neither one of them are close. So it's going to be 50-50. Because this guy we're going to have to... I guess we can rent it over here. So which one is my north train? Which way am I facing? I'm facing south. The north train is this one. Let's rent this train. So this train should be coming down this side of the map. It's going to be a while before it gets here. Now that the monorail's in and working, tomorrow we start working on mining. I got to get the... Well, there's three things I got to fix on the home farm. I got to move the pig food mixer, move the TMR mixer, and I got to build the a water tower for the water fill trigger. Alright, this train should stop because we rented it. Oh, I can't tab into. Oh, there we go. I thought I could tab into it. Let's see if we get a fill trigger for the first car is the engine, so you cannot fill it. It's the engine. But I am going to put passengers in those seats. So the first train will act like a passenger car. It'll be a non-working. It'll be a fake passenger car. But the second train, the second car, I should be able to put wheat in. Now I may have to open the cover. I do. So let's open the cover. I should be able to reload and unload the monorail from up here. And I'm going too fast. Ooh, I have a fill trigger signal popped up for a second. We're going to definitely recolor this. I'm just not sure what color it's going to be yet. So, so I have a start filling. Stop. There we go. So I have a start filling wheat. Perfect. So I can put the wheat in. I can dump the wheat back out. Perfect. So this train is working. Let's rent the other one. Where is it on the map? This was the north train. I don't have the call triggers in yet. Oh, we're going to have to wait for it to come all the way around the map for me to test the trigger. I don't have another caller in to call the train. I got to fix the radio callers. So we'll have to wait for it to drive all the way around the map before we can get into that one. But if this trigger works, the other trigger should work. I'm going to grab a quick screenshot. I'm going to turn the F1 menu off first. Now I can grab a quick screenshot. So that's cool. So we can transfer between the monorail and the tractor, but I really wish I can get it running on the factory script. What I could do is I could put one off of the farm that we can deliver to, but we won't be able to pick up at it. We can unload, but we will not be able to reload. And that'll give players option to deliver to the bulk warehouse rather than the silo. So probably somewhere off the property. Or do we want to put them both back to back like we had them? Do we want to run the silo script here where I can load and unload from it? And then do I want to put the second one back here and only unload from the monorail into it? Give the player the option whether they want to use the regular silo so it's manual in and out, or use the factory side, the factory script, where I can unload into it, but I cannot reload the monorail. That's an option. I'll sleep on that. Are you going to have an unload at the factory? I'm going to try and tie every single factory into the monorail. Yeah. So that's why I was trying to get that's why I was trying to get this monorail to run on the factory script. But the problem with the factory script is it'll only run one unload trigger. So I can only unload here into a tipper. I can't unload the silo back into the monorail because it throws a multiple trigger Lua error. So I cannot run. Now on the silo script I can. On the factory script I can't. And we're still trying to figure that out. So we know that's going to work. All right, couple things. Let's take another look at this pig food mixer, TMR mixer. Let's get those fixed before I get out of here. Now that I put the monorail in, this is not going to work. We're going to have to move this. And I can slide it out a little bit further. So let's take care of that. Umpy, thank you. Yeah, I'm going to try and get every single factory where the load and unload triggers are accessible by the monorail. So the valley part of the map is going to be just farming. The mountain part of the map is going to be all the production. Alright, so let's jump in here. So we know that's working. Alright, I got to spawn the pig food mixer in and the TMR mixer, and we have to move them. So let's go File, Import. Let's go to Placeables. Let's bring the pig food mixer in. And let's grab its position and rotation. I'm going to grab, copy this. So it's going to be 180, 180 minus 90, 180. So minus 180. Hang on, I forgot already. 180 minus 90, 180. 180 minus 90, 180. Okay, so that doesn't look right either. Pig food. Pig food. 180 minus 90, 180. Why does that not look like it's in the proper position? Oh, maybe it is. Let's bring the TMR mixer in. File, import, TMR silo. Let's grab this position. So 0, 90, 0. 0, 90s. Okay, so they were there. All right, so we got to slide these guys out a little bit further because now the monorail tracks are in their way. So we're going to bring this guy out to there, and then we'll back this guy back up to it. So that should work. We should have enough room now to drive around these pillars. That should work. Let's get our new position. Alright, so pig food. which is the top one. 39, 643 stays, 93 stays. We have a new Z position. So let's put the new Z position in. And then the TMR mixer, which is the one right below it, should also have a new Z position. It does. Let's grab that guy and replace the Z position. We'll save that. So that's fixed. Let's delete them out. I don't need them in the map. Water tower. Over here with a water fill trigger. Let's go into Angel Mountain. Maps. Map US. Let's open this up. Mute my mic a second. Something to drink. All right. I'm going to grab a couple things out of here. And then the home farm should be done. Let's get my 16x script on. Grab a little bit of speed, which I'm going to need to click on something. Why am I frozen? Oh, there we go. Let's grab a little bit of speed. Now I can grab a little bit of speed. I want to grab one of the water towers. So I like this water tower. Come on, give me the water tower. Let's go File, Export, 4x, Maps, Map US, New Buildings. This will be old water tower. Let's grab that. And then I'm going to need this guy. Marker icon water. File, export, marker icon, capital I, icon water. Grab that guy. And then we'll close this. I think that's all I need. I'll leave that open a minute in case I need textures. Alright, so 4x, maps, map US, new buildings, old water tower. Let's check the texture path first. And I got to fix the texture. So let's go into new buildings, textures, base, 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 and base, 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 and base. I got to fix those. So let's copy those into just textures. New buildings, textures. All right, they need to go into here. And then this guy just goes down to textures. Textures. I got to do a little bit of optimizing off camera. Textures. All right, let's save that. So that's fixed. And now let's go into new buildings. I thought I put it in here. marker icon water. And it's dollar data, so I don't need any. There's no textures there to fix. I got to do a little bit of XML work. But let's go File, Import. Let's bring the old water tower in. I'm just going to plop it right there for a second. I got to put it in Places, Car Dealer, Animal Dealer, BGA, Mountain Lake Beach. Do I not have a home farm? No, because I have nothing on the home farm. I'm just going to throw it in here now for then. Let's go Edit, Cut. Just throw it in Places. It could just hang out there for a minute. Now, let's get it in here. In this grassy area right here. And what I'll do is, we'll take this part of the grass back a little bit. So that can stay there. So let's go with a little bit of dirt. Push that back a little bit. And then we'll got to change this to subtract. Let's turn that off. And I need to go to meadow. I should be able to just subtract that. There we go. So let's get rid of that little bit of grass. Now, do I have my water triggers in this map yet? Gameplay. Trigger markers. That's where we can put the little icon. So I don't have my water triggers in this map yet, I don't think. Let's go File, Import. I want to bring in the marker water icon. Let's bring it up here. So let's go Edit, Cut, and Paste. And we're going to put it right here. And we're going to have to build that into the XML. Let's do that first, then we'll get the water trigger in. Do I want to lower that? How high off the ground is it? No, that should be fine. Alright, so I need to go to Angel Mountain. I think it's in the mod description. We'll find out here in a second. It is not in the mod description, so that means it's in the map. Maps, map US, map, where are you? Where are my water triggers? Registered. I thought I had to register them somewhere. Maybe not. Maybe it'll just show up. But I thought I had to register them in one of my files. In order for them to load in. It's not in that folder. It's not in the map folder. It should not be in the placeables folder. Let's just leave it. We'll see if it loads in. Now the other thing I'm going to need, let's see if I have it in the map yet. It's going to be under 4x, it's going to be under placeables. Do I have my water triggers in the map yet? I don't think I do. So let's go to Angel Mountain, Placeables, Water, and then water fill triggers. Alright, so let's go, let's create a folder over here for water. So let's go into here, let's grab water fill triggers. So let's go File, Export, 4x Placeables, Water, Water Fill, Water Fill triggers. Let's save that. And I'm going to need the water fill triggers XML, so let's copy that over. Now I know I have to register this in 2 different places. Gotta run, keep up the awesome work, hope you figure out the triggers. Yeah, I'm going to get out of here like soon as I get this water trigger fixed. I'm out of here for the night. Alright, Angel Mountain, come on. Mod description. Do I need the water fill triggers in here? Yes, I do. So let me grab this line of code, move it over to the water, or to this guy, drop it in. So we have placeables, water, water fill triggers, XML. So it's registered there. Let's save that. Then we go to the placeables from the Angel Mountain map. Let's grab this out of here, put it into the placeables for the new map. We can drop it in here. Water fill triggers. Let's move that over so it's lined up. Let's move that over so it's lined up. Let's get this guy lined up. Let's get this guy lined up. Alright, let's save that. So that's all the XML work. So now we need to come into the map. We need to go File, Import. We need to import the water fill triggers. That has to stay at all zeros. So how many triggers do we have in here for now? 7. I'm going to put just the first one in place for now. And we'll mess around with the other ones. Add another day and time. So they may end up being in like really weird places. Alright, now we're going to go, we're going to take our water fill triggers, we're going to go File, Export, we're going to overwrite that. And then we're going to delete that out of the map. We're going to save it. So our pig food mixer, TMR mixer should now be in the right spot. And we should have a working water trigger here. And then I'm going to get out of here for the night. And then the main farm will be done unless we can get the factory script to work on the bulk warehouse. Multiple triggers. Let's load all the mods. See what kind of errors and warnings we get. BGA train crossings, perfect. So they're not fixed yet. Alright, let's grab this guy. And we'll grab a truck. Is it this one? It is. We're just going to lease it as it is for now. Alright, let's see if the water fill trigger is going to work. Oh, the icon is there, so I don't need to register it. Turn the F1 menu on. Do I need to undo like a hatch? I guess not. This guy should just fill. Alright, perfect. So we got water. Awesome. So that works. We still have room to drive around the, what is this? Chicken coop. Pig food TMR mixer should now be moved over where we can drive around them. So now I can call the home farm done. Yeah, so I can get in here. I can drop the product off, and then I can still come around this corner. It's a little bit tight, but I should be able to unload there. Yeah, I can get all the way around this guy. We can still get through the pillars and get around our pig barn. Now, is the pillars, do they come into the field at all? No. So you're going to have to do a headland on this side because your AI helper is not going to like those pillars for the monorail. So you're going to have to do a headland on this side. What else? What else is missing from the home farm, or is the home farm completely done? Let me get a little bit of speed. I think the home farm is done. We have all of our storage. We have our working silo for both the tipper and the monorail. We have a bunch of storage garages. We have a bale shed. This guy should have a repair trigger in it. So that, we have a repair trigger, and then this garage here, you can drive right through. Should be big enough to park a truck in there. Maybe. Maybe not. It's kind of small. Now, maybe the big garage door. It's definitely not going to fit in there. Let's open that door. Open that door. Oh, I just turned the lights off. Let's open that door. Will this guy fit in there? No, he's kind of short. So you're going to be able to put smaller vehicles in there. You're not going to be able to get these bigger vehicles in there. Is he going to get stuck? Yeah, he's going to get stuck. So you're not going to be able to get the bigger vehicles in there. You should be able to park your tractors in there. You know what? I don't even know if you're going to be able to get... So that's going to be just a garage for small cars. Do I want to get rid of this guy because I can't get big vehicles in there? And put something else in its place? Or do you want to be able to put your classic car collection in here? I don't think I have any cars in the map. We got the bus. Yeah, I don't have any, do I have any truck? No, I don't have any cars or trucks in here. I don't think. So we're going to have to pick up a couple of classic cars. Will this guy fit in there? Can we get... Yeah, this guy should be able to fit in there. You're just not going to be able to get your big vehicles in there. Oh, I got to put a water plane in the swimming pool. He'll fit in the big door. Will he fit in the small door? Now I'm going to have to download a bunch of classic cars that I saw on like Mod Hub and park them here in the garage. Oh, he'll fit in here. So you can get smaller vehicles in here. I'll leave it. You get your smaller vehicles in there. Alright, I think I did enough damage for the day. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to throw you all on ending soon. Appreciate everybody stopping in. Hope you have an awesome night. Squad, okay, have a good end of the day. Thank you very much. Yeah, I will definitely be on tomorrow, probably most of the day. I'm working on this map. Well, I got to get 2 factories built. So either tomorrow or Sunday, I got to get 2 factories built. Tomorrow, so we'll see what I feel like doing what day. But I definitely freed my schedule up to work on this map both all day Saturday and all day Sunday. But I hope everyone has an awesome night, and I'll catch y'all tomorrow.